Okay, so here's an idea. What was your worst first date?
Fuck all y'all, I win. My worst first date. Hi, you know who you are. Because I'm pretty sure she would listen to this. I drove to Pittsburgh. Now,
I know this one.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love this girl. We are still great friends. She's a great person.
Oh, I ain't deleting this.
We met online.
I think for some clarity, I want to point out we live about an hour and a half at a good clip from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So it's closer to 2 hours for Obi driving.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, I don't mind going that far. I mean, come on, what the fuck else am I doing in my life? So I drive down there, and as everybody who may not know me, you probably don't know this, but I am fucking terrible with directions. And at this point, I didn't have GPS, so I tried driving down there, got lost as fuck. Called my aunt and uncle who happened to live in the area. They came out from about 20 minutes away to guide me. Finally got through her house. We sit there for a bit of chat. Eventually we decided to go out and eat at the Olive Garden. Great food. Well, great dish.
Food.
And yeah, pretty much. And me being the nice guy I am, I paid for it. I'm a guy. It's a first date. I'm gonna pay for the food. That's just how it works. So we go back to her place, watch some movies, and because at this point it's like midnight, 1 in the morning. Instead of driving for 2 hours, I stayed at her place. So, we crawled into bed together. And then not even fucking 5 minutes later of laying in that bed, I get into this ungodly, like, almost demonic scent leaking into my nostrils. I'm not sure what it was. I thought it was a cat, something like that. Then all of a sudden, I just hear this cackling.
No, do that again?
And instead of just leaving it as is, she holds my head under the covers.
And that's a lot of head to hold under.
Yeah, it's not a huge head. So yeah, long story short, I drove 2 hours to get fucking Dutch oven. If you can beat that, please, I beg you, try.
I can't beat it, but this isn't a first date. This is just the first time I'd met somebody who I wound up, I guess, kind of dating.
Kind of dating?
I mean, you guys know who this is, but we're going to try and leave the name out of it.
Yeah.
Just appreciate the story. I may have told this before or not. But she was a mutual friend. I went out we were hanging out all together, and one of my other friends and I said, hey, let's go to the restaurant. We get something to eat. Because what else do we do with our life at 2 in the morning? So we go and we eat. It's worth mentioning, she decided she wanted to come along. Because we had just met recently, and I guess we were kind of sort of in that weird, awkward stage where you're starting to get into each other, and you're just trying to spend time together and figure each other out. Fine, whatever. So we go out to eat, and just something about me, I always got to pay for stuff, and I always want to make sure everyone's having a good time. If somebody's doesn't want to, I'm fine if they don't want to eat, that's cool, whatever. But if I feel like they don't want to eat because they don't want to cost me money, I'm going to feel bad about that. So I try and make it seem like it's not a big deal. And I ordered dessert, and I got a sundae, and she started talking about it. Not like really into it or not into it, just talking about it. Which for some reason in my dumbass mind I took as, well, maybe she wants some ice cream. I mean, what girl doesn't like ice cream, right? It's even chocolate. So I said, well, you can have some. And she said, no, that's okay. I was like, no, seriously, it's not a big deal. Just have some ice cream. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. So just
hold that
have some.
thought. I mean,
If you fuck up my story, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch you in the back.
no. Just, so far, this sounds exactly like a fucking plot to Always Sunny or Seinfeld or something.
I don't even know, man. I'm just
Anyway.
telling you straight up. So she's like, no, I don't. I shouldn't. I couldn't. It's your ice cream. I couldn't do it. 'Cause she's obviously being polite.
Yeah.
In my dumbass mind, I'm just like, seriously, it's not a big deal. Just eat some goddamn ice cream. I guarantee it wasn't that rude about it.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, okay. And so she grabs a spoon and takes like a mouthful of it and goes, that's great. I'm totally full. Just like enhancing the point that she didn't want any. So anyway, like 2 weeks later, we start kind of dating, more or less, and I find out at that point she's a vegan.
That's who it is.
Whoa!
So yeah, my first encounter with her is I basically force-fed her dairy products.
Oh, you dumbass!
I didn't know any better. Shit. I mean, well, upfront about that.
In your defense, I mean, no, you found out a while later that, no, fuck her anyway. So.
Right, but still, human to human, I feel kind of bad about that moment.
Yeah.
The one time you feel bad.
I know, right?
Didn't she do worse things to you anyway?
Steve, it's your turn to tell the story, and you don't get an option.
Oh.
Yeah.
The story you're telling
How about the time?
is the time we went to the casino.
Yeah, but why not? Yeah.
Oh. I don't remember how it went. How's that?
I don't believe that for a second.
Before we start the story, I just want to say, although we are good people, the three of us.
We're not.
We're not.
No.
And it slowly gets worse and worse the more that's in the group with us.
Okay. Although we are at the most basic of functions, we are decent people.
Can we say that?
By that I mean we do know right from wrong, and when it comes to the show, we will do the right thing. Can we agree to that at least?
Well, I mean, I've never killed anybody that didn't deserve it.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I mean. If you don't know us, you don't really want to bring somebody you are going with for the first time to hang out with us.
Because I will force feed you ice cream.
because we don't really have a filter.
Yeah, she found out that day.
I mean, come on. I didn't think I shot a big black dick on top of his lawn in a family restaurant.
Middle of fucking.
Oh, I was gonna say her name.
Yeah. Try that.
I'll blank that out.
Yeah, I didn't even realize what I was saying.
So, Steve, you gonna tell the story or what?
Oh.
If you don't, Fu will.
No, I don't want to tell the story.
No, Fu can tell the story.
Alright. So one of the big things for us is we live like maybe 2 hours away from the casino. And we like to go there because they have huge buffet.
I mean, we gamble, but the minute of the trip every time is buffet, prime rib, and cheesecake.
All you can eat prime rib and cheesecake.
It's not very obvious, but we are
Fat.
large individuals.
No, well, you're large. I'm fucking fat.
I'm large. Obie's
I'm
fat. Steve is.
I'm a gangly fucker.
We can eat is the basic point, though, and we like to eat a lot. So we go up there and we just engorge ourselves. And like you said, there's some gambling involved in it, but for the most part, we win or lose, we don't care. We have a good time. So we all get the idea. We haven't been there in a while. We could go for some buffet. So we decide we're going to pack up on Saturday, I think. Not stupid early in the morning, but morning, and head on up, get ourselves some buffet, have some gambling time.
20 minutes before we leave.
20 minutes before we leave.
Steve texts the both of us, me and Fu.
There's a fourth coming.
No, it wasn't even. It was. Is it okay if I bring someone?
We're not going to tell him.
What do I care?
We're not going to tell him no. I mean, we assume that it's like a cousin or a friend, something like that.
Or even one of our fourth missing members of the group or something.
Yeah.
No big deal. And even if it's not, who cares? So Steve chose to pick us up, and he picked up Obie first, so I have no idea how it went. But I'll tell you how it was.
Awkward.
Walking out of my house and down my driveway, I get to the car, and I'm expecting there's going to be a third person in it. I already know this. But woman, which, not really an issue. I don't have a problem with the woman's side of it. But it looked like maybe it was Steve's aunt. And I really wasn't sure what we were in for. If it was his aunt for some reason or whatever. And I get in. And I believe Steve's first words were, this is, and I don't remember her name, so I'm just going to use Maria. This was Maria. She is my date.
I think it was more of a...
She said, hello, it's nice to meet you. And I said, hey, I'm Fue, nice to meet you. And that's the last words I heard from that woman for the next 16 hours.
Now, if we were normal people, we would have tried to, curb our personalities a bit, and try to be nice.
Oh no.
But
she was sitting up front laughing her ass off.
I don't remember that part. I just remember her sitting up front.
Sleep?
And then I definitely seem to remember her like either faking to sleep or just being bad at sleeping. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she looked like she was asleep, but it looked really obviously fake. And that was our entire ride to the casino.
And back.
And back. So, I mean, that's not so much awkward for Steve, I think, as it is for Maria, whatever her real name is.
now, although it was slightly awkward for me and Fue, we don't give a fuck. We had prime rib.
And I really don't find much awkward.
See, I did, but the worst.
I mean, I felt awkward for her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I did.
The worst part of it for me was the short drive from my house to your house. Just me and those two. I had no idea what to say. Just kind of, on my phone, reading text that I have already read.
pretending to occupy yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to guess that she was like overwhelmed by us.
She wasn't used to that much of an asshole.
I don't even want to say asshole, just
Lack of intelligence.
lively individuals.
And,
Yeah.
And as I said, it's not that you should be afraid of us. It's that you need to warn people before you do something to us.
Right.
I did
We
warn her.
are.
One of our closest friends was dating his girlfriend for months before he got the nerve to introduce her to us.
Not even introduce her to us, just to tell her about us.
And we got our one friend that's a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's our other friend who just got married, who, as we found out, I actually hit on before they started dating.
Our friend or his girlfriend, because that was kind of ambiguous sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, before our friend and his wife,
Yeah.
before they started officially dating, they met on the same they met on the same dating website that I'm a member of, and just before they officially started dating, me and her were exchanging selfie messages. Now, I mean, this isn't really awkward as much as it is just in the holy shit small world.
My experience with online dating has been, by and large, a failure. And by experience, I mean I set it up as an experiment.
Uh-huh.
I never really got the point of it or understood the reason behind it.
Not to jump in here, but all the crazies are online.
Well,
at least for me.
The thing
I have
see
some
it
cool
is,
people on.
There are some cool people online.
the way I see it, everyone's there for a reason. Now, whatever that reason may be, is fine. But most times it seems to be they're either batshit insane and have exhausted their local options, or are such a huge whore that they've exhausted their local options.
Or they're con men.
Yeah, and that's where I'm getting with the story.
Okay.
I met one woman. We exchanged messages a bit. We went to the bar. We met at a bar. And I drank some beer, as I do. And we chatted a bit. And we got to know each other a bit. And the first thing I would like to point out is it was most of what she put in her profile was obviously fake. She was nothing like what she described or how she was talking online. And to this day, I wonder if she was even the same person. Somewhere throughout the evening, after I'd gone through about 5 beers, so an hour in, she mentions that she had a trust fund. Steve, I don't know if you've heard this story before.
I have heard this story many times.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know if you've heard my version of this story because you're familiar with the way this plays out. She mentioned that she had a trust fund from, and I don't remember what the specifics were, something that happened when she was young that wound up sort of splitting the family at odds, and there was a death that left money to her. She couldn't get access to it until somebody was willing to co-sign with her because that's the way the family had forced everything to set up because they didn't trust or like or whatever. And at this point, alarm bells are just screaming in my head. Because this was like a week after we met whoever it was that you were dating or seeing that had the exact same story. Even down to the point of, you remember where she took us on that ride to show us the property?
Yep.
The woman that I met in the bar was describing that there was a large chunk of property that was attached to this trust fund, and she was explaining how to get there, and it was almost the exact same place.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what got me. I was like, is this just that common of a scam or a scheme?
Is this the same? Is this the same woman?
No, it wasn't the same woman because we were in a bar. We were face to face. But it's like, is it this common that the details are just happenstance meeting up, or is there some kind of crime ring of insane women that are trying to lure in guys to sign up for something or give them money or whatever the deal is,
and screw over their lives?
Yeah, I mean. So at that point, I paid the tab because it was my idea to go to the bar, and I'm not an entire asshole. So if I go somewhere, hey, that was my choice. I'll pay it. Bid her farewell and left, and immediately ceased all contact.
See, I mean, I have gotten really lucky with the whole online thing. I mean, granted, I never found anybody with it, but I made some good friendships. I mean, you know as well as I do, Mortation is, a really cool person.
That bitch is awesome.
Well, I just seem to attract crazy. That's just me.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I get interesting crazy, not crazy.
Yeah, you don't get batshit insane, stalking to the ends of the world crazy.
I took good people, but I just get friends with them, which I don't give a shit about.
There's so many
friends always good to have.
Stupid little nuances between the insane story that I had and the one that we just went through with you.
Yeah.
It boggles my mind, and I can't quite wrap my head around the fact that the stories are so damn similar.
They're so damn similar. And that's...
What are you doing?
Going in here.
Okay.
And if you haven't noticed by now, we're in a car recording.
And Steve is failing at driving.
And Steve is failing at driving. As always. Park out here, park around back.
Park around back. I don't really know if this one's worth keeping either.